What's going on, everybody? We're back with another class setup, and today we're going to be covering my favorite loadout in Season 2 Warzone, the Kar98 FFAR. The Kar98 FFAR combo has just been absolutely disgusting ever since the integration of Cold War. I've been absolutely loving this combo. In DMR zone, yeah, I did use a DMR. Once that got nerfed, I just can't get away from the Kar98. The M16's fun. The AUG is an amazing gun. We covered that yesterday, but there's just something different about hitting those one-tap headshots with the Kar98 and pushing people with the FFAR. This combo just feels so damn good, and I can't get away from it. The Kar98 is a simple one, so I'll go ahead and save that for the end of the video. We'll start with the FFAR, and I do want to cover a few different builds that are completely viable. I'll give you guys my build first, and then a couple variations outside of that. But your core for this gun should always be the agency suppressor, the field agent grip, and the 50 round fast mag. Now the agency suppressor has been fixed, it should really be on all of your guns in my opinion. You can still switch it up with different things if you want, but it should go on all guns. The agency suppressor on the FFAR gives us 10% range and 25% bullet velocity. It does hurt the ADS speed a little bit, but it's not so significant where you're not going to want to run it. Then the field agent foregrip, obviously, the 7% vertical recoil control and 15% horizontal bounce. This is going to give you your tightest bullet spread and the easiest way to correct your aim with the FFAR. Now, prior to this video, if you've been watching my streams, you knew that I was running the SFOD speed grip. And previously, that coupled with the muzzle brake, or even without the muzzle brake, gave you the tightest bullet spread for this gun. But there's something with the combination of the agency suppressor and the field agent foregrip that actually makes the recoil control a little bit better. I can show you guys that at the end of the video, but that is the reasoning with this, and that's also why I am going through and retesting all of my guns. Just like on the AUG, I was using the field agent and the SOCOM, and now I found that the SFOD and the agency actually gives a tighter spread. Once again, that's on the previous video from yesterday, but it is a little bit of a variation that's going on with the nerfs and buffs and changes to all Cold War attachments. Then the 50 round fast mag, only mag that you should be using. There's no ADS penalty on it, and you're also saving a sixth of a second, almost a seventh of a second on your reload time with the 50 round mag. Now, obviously, unlike your Mac 10, you want to run the drum because there's not much difference and you lose the ADS speed. On the FFAR, it is 100% worth running the fast mag. Now, this is where the variation comes in. It kind of depends like what you really want to run. For myself personally, I run the takedown barrel. It's unfortunate, I guess True Game Data doesn't have the actual like strafe speed amount on here, but the takedown barrel gives you an extra 25% bullet velocity. It doesn't give you any range, but it also gives you strafe speed. In my FFAR, I build for full run and gun, pushing buildings, and up close combat, so I don't really need the extra range, but the extra movement speed and being able to bunny hop around corners faster and really catch people off guard is exactly what I want out of my gun. And then as far as the stock goes, we run the Raider stock. The Raider stock goes ahead and gives you 39% ADS movement speed. It gives you 117 milliseconds faster tactical sprint to fire and 84 sprint to fire. Now, it does hurt your hip fire. It does make your hip fire 70% worse, so you're not really going to want to actually be hip firing with this gun. You're definitely going to want to be ADSing. Your hip fire is going to be pretty inaccurate with this build, and I believe the Raider stock is also supposed to give you a little bit of strafe speed as well that isn't listed here. It's really a hard thing to be able to track or tell exactly how much strafe speed you're getting. That would have to be such an impossible stat to see. But I promise if you guys put together this build, you're going to be sliding around corners and catching people off guard, and they're going to have no idea what hit them. The death comms that you get when you come flying past someone with this build and absolutely destroy them makes it completely worth it. But if you want to build it more, I guess, mid to long instead of close to mid, this is definitely only behind like an AUG or a Kar98 kind of a build. I wouldn't build this if I was running a Mac 10 behind it or something like that, because you're not really going to have the range. If I was doing something like that, personally now, I would go with the reinforced barrel. The Ranger is going to give you higher bullet velocity at 73%. Instead of the 65% of the reinforced, but the reinforced also gives you 30% extra range. And I feel like the Ranger The problem with the Ranger is that it has such high bullet velocity that it makes the recoil a lot harder to control. So you're getting the best of both worlds with the reinforced heavy, where you're having a little bit less bullet velocity, but you're getting the extra range. So it's not quite as hit scan, but you're doing more damage at a longer distance. And right there in itself makes it more worthwhile in my opinion. You do lose 2% ADS movement speed, really not that big of a deal. You do lose the strafe speed, which for me and like how I'm running my gun is a big deal, because I don't need the extra bullet velocity when I'm shooting at you up close. I don't really need that like long range hit scan. I need to be able to slide around a corner and destroy you. And that's what my build gives me. Now, if I was going to run the reinforced heavy, and you're building it more for long range, then you might want to go with the CQB pad or the SAS combat stock. It kind of depends like where you want to go between the two. The QCB pad obviously gives you the sprint to fire time, or you can have the ADS movement speed with the combat stock. That just really depends if you want to bunny hopping, moving around corners a little bit more, or trying to juke people out while you're shooting, or if you're just straight sprinting to firing. It's kind of a give and take on either of those, but those would be the two different stocks that I would choose between. If I were to go with one, I would probably go with the combat stock, just because I do definitely enjoy bunny hopping around corners and trying to catch people off guard and that kind of stuff, and the combat stock would fit more into my playstyle that way. But you could also just get rid of a stock and you could go absolutely no stock, and then you can throw in a laser if you wanted. You can throw in like the 5 milliwatt. Now it's going to hurt your ADS speed a little bit, but then you're also going to be a little bit better off up close as well, because you're not having the ADS. It's kind of to each their own as far as this goes. I would say that if you're not going to run the takedown, you're definitely going to want to run the reinforced. So you should have the agency, the reinforced, your field agent, the 50 round fast mag, and then it's really just what stock, maybe an optic, or what laser you're going to want to use. If you are building this for long range, you don't like the iron sights, you have trouble hitting your shots with the iron sights, maybe throw on like a micro reflex for that, just a little bit of extra magnification. If you want like something a little bit more, maybe the 2 times. Once again, all of that comes down to personal preference. All right, now time for the Kar98. My favorite sniper rifle. I absolutely love this gun. Everyone was always trying to tell me, use the SPR, use this, use that. The Kar98, it is just too good. It's the best sniper in the game, in my opinion. You can go ahead and quick scope someone up close. You can body someone at range. I'm knocking people at 250, 300, 350 meters away. Yes, does it have a little bit more bullet drop and a little bit higher of a lead time, or need more lead time than like the SPR? Yeah, absolutely. But once you learn how to use it, it is absolutely the best, marksman rifle in the game, in my opinion. So on my Kar98, I run the monolithic suppressor, the 27.6 SimGuard custom barrel, the TAC laser. I run the standard sniper scope with the second reticle. I cannot stand the first reticle, the little triangle looking thing, cannot hit my shots with it. But the second reticle is the best one, once again, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. If you're trying to shoot someone like 200 meters plus, you just go like 1 or 2 ticks higher than where they're at, and you're going to hit that headshot every single time. Super simple. Now the lead time takes a little bit of time just to get used to. That really, that's just going to come with practice and repetition. But once you get that down, you'll absolutely be botting people. The only thing that I can't show you guys on here that I run is focus. I know a lot of people who run the precision comb stock. I know people who run the hollow. I know people who run the sport comb for the ADS. I know people who run the stipple grip tape, and like stipple grip tape, if I was going to run anything else besides focus, it would probably either be the stippled for the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed, or I would be running the sport comb for the ADS. I know quite a few people who really love this. I believe it's the precision that's supposed to help with like the aim stability. I'm just so used to it that I don't really need it. However, focus is hands down the best perk, or the best fifth slot attachment that you can run. Focus makes it so that when someone is shooting at you, you don't flinch. So when you're going to quick scope someone, you're going to shoot someone at range, and they start trying to body you, you don't flinch, and you can hit your quick scope every single time. The amount of snipes that I used to miss because I got shot once or twice, even with like the stipple grip tape or anything, was kind of absurd. And then I threw on focus, and the death comms that I get of people thinking that I'm hacking, I'm this, I'm that, because they'll light me up 2, 3, 4 bullets, boom, you snipe them in the face, and it's obviously one tap to the head. And they're always going to assume that if they see the sniper glint, they can keep lasering you, it's going to mess up your aim, and you're not going to be able to hit the shot. Well, that's where focus comes in. I promise, like, if you run the Kar98 or you run any sniper and you have an extra attachment to give up, try out focus and you will not be disappointed. It is an absolute game changer for an aggressive sniper. As always though, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. If there's a different gun you want to see me cover, some type of content or an improvement I can make, leave it in the comments below. And above all else, if you want to make sure that you know every time I'm posting a video, make sure you click that sub button and hit the bell to turn notifications on.